Getting into it is Xtreme, of course, versus Shopify. Shopify already 0-2 in the group so far. They are desperately looking for a win to keep themselves in pretty good favor as they get into day 2. But for Xtreme Gaming, of course, they're on a roll. 1-1, not so bad for them so far, and a good start. And they want to keep it going here, hopefully getting themselves a 2-0 to propel themselves to the top of this group. We got PTP on the OMS and Handskin. So who do you think won the draft overall? I mean, we're talking about how much it could be a good Luna game, but who's winning this one outright based on the draft?
No, I think it's actually pretty even. I think a lot of it's going to come down to the early game, whoever gets the momentum in this one. Because I think Shopify, they have a lot of potential to snowball. I'm really looking out for this bottom lane, how it's go for them. If Llama has a good lane, and if Rasta, he can get an early dagger. He has so many heroes to play with. But it's gonna come down to, I think Shopify, they want to make a lot of chaos in this game, and XG, they want to play slow and steady, 5-man, ball it up and go for the end. And I think if Shopify are able to stop them, building this momentum, stopping them from free farming everyone, and they're gonna have a chance. But I think overall, the odds are pretty even for me.
Okay. I see Divide Llama Timbersaw, and you get such a good game for it right now. Feels really good into the ET, still feels really good into the TB and the Luna. Like, man, I have a lot of hope for this Shopify lineup. So, especially, TA, one of the premier heroes this patch, even though they did try to get some good counters into it. Hey, Blink Deso goes hard no matter what. So you got to live through that burst, and then maybe you can counter.
I mean, you don't always need to carry to, be the ones dealing with enemy cores, right? In some ways,
sure.
TA can be this leverage in terms of tower damage and Roshan damage, and because they've got tools for these other heroes, right? With the Warlock, Ember, and Timber, they have so much damage. I don't think it's gonna be like a Timado solo carry type of show here. It's more so gonna be like the guy making sure that they can actually get objectives and having a really solid early game start, right?
Yeah, and so far pretty good right now. In this top lane, a lot of harass on Tomato, but hey, Warlock is one hell of a laner. We typically see it paired up with the PA, but TA, you're looking at a lot of the same stuff. Try to trade up close with the enemy offlaner, wear out some of that HP, and then just scam heal you up at the end. So this should still be very good for Shopify as the levels move forward.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, their safe lane on SR is super strong. TA and Warlock, some of the best laners overall right now. Maybe they don't have the best synergy necessarily, but two really strong heroes makes for a good lane, usually.
And Tomato, like, he was using that meld to get the deny. His ended up taking a lot of damage, so Scam, he went level 1 Q, so there's not going to be a heal for a bit. This could maybe hurt his first few waves, knowing that he can't really pop up on this wave. He's going to take too much harass.
Yeah, for sure. XXX already taking a lot of damage in this lane and not guessing that well either.
Yeah, and this was a level 1 reactive armor from Divide Llama, so again, this guy probably has the most amount of games of, I want to say anyone, but I won't commit to it until I see the real stats. He's got a lot of games, so if he believes that level 1 reactive armor is the way to go, then I believe him, but the CS really isn't showing it just yet.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it did help him secure the extra boundary rune at the start down there, so they got freeze. Maybe that had something to do with it, but also I think he's just trying to chill here, make sure that he gets XP, then Hellscream can roam later on in the lane. So I think for Llama, it's mostly going to be about, sticking around, getting his XP, and then at some point he's going to be able to pressure the Luna once he gets his 6.
Yeah, level 6 is one hell of a drug now. Lunas have been going for more of this, like, even 3-0-2 kind of build, and then they get their ulti at level 6 still, and you're not free to dive unless you have a creep wave behind you. So maybe with some good lane manipulation, you won't get forced down as the Luna, but I'm sure, if Divide Llama gets 6, the rest of Shopify is coming down to take this tower.
Yeah, for sure. And look at the last hits on Jopai in the mid lane. He's doubling up on the XM already. Minutes 3. That is definitely unexpected.
He's always had some very good laning stages, man. His CS is very, very good. And Ember's still a premier mid laner. Like, this guy, still super strong, lots of damage. I feel like maybe it's not the best game for him, right? A lot of mobility out of these supports. They're not the easiest kills. High armor heroes all around, so that corrosion is going to give you, like, a ton extra. I don't know. Do you think he's going to be able to run this mid game even with just the corrosion?
Yeah, I mean, I think just Ember, once he has his Mage Slayer and Warlock backing him up, I think he's going to do plenty in this game, and I think parts of his job in this game is gonna be, you know, like we see Ember do it all the time right now, right? You go for the face boots, Mage Slayer into SNY, and you're just this kind of kamikaze guy, just going in, tanking everything, giving vision to your team, and then you're gonna set up Llama and Warlock to, you know, get their game going, or their positioning rather, in this sense. So I think, especially with the start, I think it's going to be very formidable. Like, considering the fact XG lockdown is very limited, it's really only the Windrunner and the Tiny.
That's true, yeah. I mean, you got to get some good startup stuns, and outside of that, should be free to roam for a while. I tell you what.
They're going next time.
Ooh, they are. I mean, they have the shackle, but yeah. Just able to kind of get away from that one. It's a pretty early rotation. You don't often see this for the 4-minute room. I'm sure that once we come back in 2 minutes, there's going to be a real party in the mid lane.
That could be rough though for Xtreme. He didn't get the water rune actually, so now he doesn't have any resources for a long time now. And, you know, obviously no refills in Dota anymore, so that could be costly, really costly for him actually, considering the fact, you know, his early start as well.
And even worse, man, once you get level 6 on the Ember is one of the only heroes in the game right now that can actually refill his own bottle. Him and Kunkka, pretty much the only two that you really see. So as this lane keeps on going, like, Yopaj will have considerably more resources. He's already got the CS. XM probably will end up having to spend more in region as well. Just the net difference from these two, probably, you know what, we'll see like a 500 lead, maybe 1,000 by the time this lane stage is over.
Yeah, already 500, so.
It's rare. It's really rare that you see a lead like this happen in the mid lane anymore, but thanks to that bottle change, I think the mid lane has started to kind of get a little bit back more to skill-based matchup rather than just having, you know, support kind of kill themselves in the bot lane and then TP in to refill your bottle. Like,
it's definitely way less of a snooze fest compared to what it used to be. Oh, this is interesting. Llama is stacking up a huge wave here.
Yeah, he's got a big one. Yeah, he's
all right.
202, so he's not taking a ton of damage to this, but he also doesn't clear this as quickly as 220 build. And now, Tomato getting gone on here. So much damage already. One more hit, and Paulson draws the first blood. He goes down right after, but Paulson, yeah, no, I mean, a really good job trying to run down this TA, get themselves a good kill early for that first blood gold for the team.
That's actually like perfect read from Paulson, right? You see Llama stacking up these waves. He's like, oh, what do I need to do at bottom, right? My Luna on Ame is free farming, so I might as well just go use the gate and get a kill onto Tomato here. So perfect heads up rotation from Paulson, you know, the new guy on the team.
Yeah, a huge heads up play. I mean, Luna, as you said, still getting a ton of net worth for themselves, going right into the Mask of Madness, no setup item, so gonna be farming quite well. And Yopaj, man, taking so much damage. XM still chasing around the tree throw. It hits, but not enough damage. Yopaj very confident. Oh, maybe should have been a little less confident. Didn't even press the fairy fire, tried to TP back, but at least he's got a remnant to come on in once he's alive again.
Damn, face is washed.
Dude, that was such a good snipe. This Windrunner hero, just out of nowhere, always doing pretty well. And this rotation is something to be terrified of. There's no TP on the Ember, and there is a Tiny going for your Wisdom Rune. This is a very common rotation for mids to come to this bottom Wisdom.
There's no way you fight this if you're SR.
I don't think you can. Already with the Avalanche, your armor is not going to protect you from that. Jump in on Paulson as well. Another tree throw kill, and that's going to be another Wisdom for them. Thankfully, on the other side, though, it's going to be Shopify taking the enemy Wisdom. So it'll be 1-for-1 trade, but still very good for this Tiny, coming back almost entirely from this mid lane deficit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, so many good things happening at once there, right? Getting the kill onto Yopaj, first of all, the snipe from Shinkyu, and then understanding, like you say, they don't have TP on Yopaj anymore, so there's no way he can respond. And then Llama, he doesn't have the reactive armor, the Timber Chain, so he can't get away from this play. And I think just a lot of small things going wrong there for Shopify, and also at the same time, a lot of really small heads-up moves, especially from the supports on XG. You know, getting the snipe on the mid, getting the kill up top, and then making the proper rotation. I think, yeah, just very heads-up, very present and aware from XG. Super nice to see.
Man, the odds is calling me out. I say Tiny's coming back from the mid lane. He's still like 1,000 down on the I really thought, like, dude, he just got like 2 kills. I can't believe Yopaj has been CSing like an absolute god to keep this Tiny still at this low net worth. Paulson, yeah, he's already down, and now they are trying to go on the Tiny. XQ just sniping from the high ground, though. Tons of damage from him. With level 6 on Divine Llama, they're going to keep on going for this kill on nice Remnant forward, but here comes Ame on the high ground using the Eclipse, but still able to run out without that extra damage amp from the ET aura. Honestly, doesn't really hit as hard, and it feels like a bit of a wasted TP now.
Yeah, for sure. Not what Ame wanted, but in the end, it's not. The worst thing is that they lose a Tiny, right? Shopify end up retaliating. They bring 4 heroes. Llama gets his 6th and instantly makes use of it. I think this is exactly what you wanted to see if you were SR here. You know, get the Timber involved as soon as he gets his 6th, and I mean, all of a sudden they're in the lead now, right? Ame has this great game, but everyone suddenly all of the cores on SR, they're doing fairly well for themselves actually.
Yeah. I don't love the net worth distribution. I mean, I know there's nothing you can do about it now, but like Luna's a hero that can always farm it up, and I'm happy that Ame has this start. It should really progress the rest of the build, but man, your Tiny needs to get more involved, and the further and further away you are from this blink, the less map impact you're gonna have. And even though Luna has camps now, give it another 5-10 minutes without a Tiny running the map, you're gonna lose a lot of your camps.
For sure. Now Paul's in trouble as well here.
Yeah, Paulson trying to run out of this one, but yeah, these chakrams from Devi, way too important, way too much damage. So they should take this bottom tower. Ame able to clear these camps now. He's actually farming back. This is a crazy camp to hit, right? Am I?
Yeah, I mean, XG, they're looking to defend this, but...
Huh? And TB is not a stack taker, so I feel like you could go into the triangle now if you really want to. Looks like they have found XM. We'll see who Roche bashes. Who does he hate more? It's Tiny. All right, one back already. Well. Next up, does he get another one? He gets another? Dude, but he won't get the kill. Well done from Shopify, adding a 6th hero into the mix to get themselves that kill. Thankfully, though, Paulson, he does get the DD, taking that away from Yopaj, so he doesn't get everything out of this trade.
Yeah, I mean, very unfortunate for XM. I can kind of see the idea why they want to defend the bottom side for XG, because they don't have any pressure on Tomato top side, right? So they understand that if they give up the bottom tower for free, then they're not going to get the trade up top. So I can see why they're trying to defend, but they're just so weak compared to SR right now, right? They got the Golem already. They didn't even have to use it, and I don't know. They're in a little bit of a pickle right now for XG, because this Ember is kind of running the map over right now, and now they're going on Ame bottom as well.
Uh-oh, yep. Rock used, and that's going to be an easy kill for them down there. Shopify, they definitely have advantage right now, and this TA finally got the top net worth. This is going to be a dangerous timing for Shopify in this mid game.
For sure, and I really like the idea that they have on SR right now. They're just like, whoever shows up bottom, we're going to kill them. It doesn't matter what we have to throw, right? I mean, it just so happens that there's a Luna there, they get the Golem right away, and they're really... you know, trying to use their cooldowns as soon as they can. And here comes the fact that I mentioned earlier that XG, they can't really trade his top tower easily at all. And now XQ in trouble potentially.
Oh, yeah, he is in a lot of trouble. Yeah, Devi Llama running right on through, trying to turn around. XXS, though, just going to have to stay on the retreat. Too hard to fight into the Devi Llama right now. And I mean, you got to get BKBs, really, if you want to fight him. And, Lord, we're so far away from a blink on Tiny. BKB is even further from reality.
Yeah, for sure. And I think the map is going to get so small right now for XG, right? Tier 1 bottom lost, Tier 1 top about to get destroyed here as well. And now there's going to be 3 TA traps everywhere. There's Ember going to run around. Yeah. I think runes are going to be hard for XG. I think realistically, walking into SR right now, when you have a TP off lane, it's not... it's
hard.
Yeah.
And now this is one of the more beautiful snakes you see. Sometimes you're forced to snake on like a half HP tower. It doesn't feel too great, but now snake's gonna get about as max usage as you can. They are still bringing people in though. I mean, XM, the first one to show, but Devi Llama is still hunting around. Yopaj comes in first, gets a nice root on XQ, forcing him back into the tower. He'll focus fire Devi Llama, but that man's already got plenty of points in the passive. That won't do near enough damage. They get the tower, keep forcing rotations to try to defend it, and all in the meanwhile, this TA still farming up a storm topside, way above this Luna right now.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, really well done by SR so far. They're utilizing Yopai's strength right now really, really well. Devi shows up to everything as well, and the supports are really productive. I think, you know, no complaints right now in terms of macro for SR taking every tier 1 round. It's going to be so hard for XG to deal with, because realistically, they don't have anybody that can show on these waves. These TBUs are not strong enough to push out the waves, and, you know, Luna is nowhere near a Manta yet. So I think we're going to be playing cat and mouse here for a while if you're XG.
I think so, yeah, because the Mantas are obviously very important. You have 3 heroes. Oh, Timber? Timber, what you doing, buddy? Why is he so low? Okay, yeah, those ancients are really hitting back. But, yeah, I mean, you have a Timber, you have an Ember, and a TA, right? These lanes are going to be so far pushed in for Shopify. You really need this Luna Manta just so you can try to get some semblance of map control, right? Someone to push the dead lane without actually showing.
I think what SR is doing right now is they should prioritize the Blink Dagger on Hellscream right now. I think he's taking the bottom wave right now, and I think the sooner you get this Blink, if you can get it around the next night time, minutes 15 to 20, it's gonna be so scary for XG, because that's gonna be pre-Dementas like we discussed already. And then, you know, you got this Ember, you can push that anywhere, Timber as well. They don't really have the kill threat for XG, and then, oh, XM in trouble as well.
Now they're playing on the rune, already has the Mage Slayer done, so even less damage that they're taking. Now a nice sleep from Paulison will keep them away for now, but XM still getting chased. That is the mid lane Tiny. You may not think it, but he is just evaporating to the Shopify damage. He will get away thanks to the ulti of the ET, but yeah, they're just gonna take this one right into Roche. He's already got the death, so they've already got snakes. They don't need to use it on another tower. And all the meanwhile, Yopaj is still forcing them to respond to him near a tier 2 tower.
I mean, if anything for XG, this is gonna maybe get them to tier 1 top, but I don't know. SR are really, you know, they're fueling the engine right now.
They are. They look like they want to defend this right now. This is a dangerous tower to defend, but Yopaj doesn't really feel like they can touch him at the moment. They do try. They have the shackle, even giving him the lash so they can get that extra damage. But yeah, this is such a hard tower to defend. Good job from Xtreme here, getting that one and at least getting some map back for them.
Yeah, I mean, that's the... You really had to get that tower, because now you can actually get some sort of map presence, but...
Yeah.
We see the problem, right? This Ember shows up, he can always calculate, or like... Am I gonna die? If Tiny and Windrunner is not there in perfect synchronization with their stuns, and like minimum the Luna or the TB hitting you from the start, then you're never gonna kill this Ember, so...
No. Now they get both. They already have the shard for the Shadow Shaman, making him even more frustrating to try and kill. And honestly, Hellscream's been having a great time. Already very close to this Blink Dagger. I don't mean to jinx anything just yet, but it looks like he will get it about the same time as the Tiny. That is never a good feeling when the pause 4 and the pause 2 item timings are lining up.
Well, let's see if XM gets the rune.
Oh, looks like does get himself a shield rune. He's just trying to bottle up right now, make the most of this, and that is a blink on the way. So blink shield rune with all of his points in his Q and W. So this could be a nice go if they really want to make something happen.
Could be something for sure. Right? Tiny is not that weak right now, but the problem is who is going to be there with him, because they have this TB Luna, right? So I don't think they're going to enter a fight anytime soon.
Yeah, no, I mean, right now, Shopify even looking to pressure this bottom tower. They got Roche, they got the shard from Tormentor, and they have snakes. I mean, their tower pressure is just unending, but oh, Tomato, maybe in a bit of danger, does get slept up. No refraction active right now. 2 seconds, toss up, does manage to get it before the land, so now he's still alive. They wasted, well, maybe not wasted. They did force some rotations back towards their the enemy side of the map, so that was quite nice. Maybe even saving this bottom tower. Oh, missed on the stomp here. Still jumping around on Yopaj. Okay for now. So, you know, Xtreme, they tried to force maybe a kill or maybe getting Aegis on the TA. Although they didn't get it, still keeping this tier 2 alive bottom is very good for their team right now.
Yeah, for sure. I think Tomato is going to get it over now, because they really want to get him to the enemy side of the map, right? Make sure that you have tower threat here. Yeah. So let Jopai clean up the top wave if you need it, or, you know, make sure that Tomato can actually go with the team towards the tower, and then you can move with the rest.
Yeah, they're trying to keep every tower alive that they can right now. Xtreme doing a good job of trying to move people across the map, but still waiting on this Manta, as you said, like really important for lane control from Xtreme. Without it, it just feels really hard for them to be around. Even with this TB that should also be helping, he's really not able to. That's not the build that you're going for. He's also trying to still get involved in some of these fights, so a little bit distracting from him as well.
Do you see Llama here?
I see him.
Can they get him though? They're gonna need a really good shackle.
Yeah, does get the Timber Chain away once, even throwing the Chakram to make sure they're slowed up even more. He's going deeper and deeper to their side of the map, but at what point is this space? Because this is a
nice
thick
team.
kill. I think if they get him, it doesn't matter how much it takes. They need this one. Divine, the Eclipse that takes down Alme, getting the kill for him. And on the other side, all they get is maybe an ET, but I don't think they're ever going to get this one. Very good move here from Xtreme.
Yeah, super nice. And everything being set up by the ward as well. Up top near the Ancients, planted by Shinkyu earlier. So really heads up from Xtreme, that's exactly what they needed. Shopify weren't really able to get any sort of retaliation, not getting the ET or no significant pressure on the tier 2 mid as well. So far, I mean, that's a really good recovery right now for XG. If they can... Okay, they're thinking about going for Army here, but...
Thinking about it. I want it.
Yeah,
a little bit hard.
They are gonna go now.
Yeah, there's the Manta. Got the Hex, but yeah, it's next to a tier 2. This is a spooky thing to do, Shopify. You've got a great lead. Don't dive into a tier 2 and give it up.
For sure, and you don't have Llama as well, right? And you always have to wonder, like, where's the ET gonna be, right? Because if you end up going for the committal shackle, you might just get like a triple stomp or something, and then that's scary.
It's still hard to all in. I will say that's probably what's contributing to Shopify wanting to make these moves, because they do see some natural counters on the enemy team. You don't want these guys to get items. You don't want them to finally be in a place where they think they can fight you. And here's something that could work out, but it's on the high ground. Ward Trap once. They have Fatal Bonds going as well. Paulison, they're going to cancel his stomp for now, even though he already got the ulti off. So they'll still kill XM. They have a rock and wards right on top of this tier 3 tower. Can they keep this push up?
Yeah, at least for a little bit, right? There's no initiation really for XG right now when the Tiny is dead, so... Well, they're gonna decide against it. They have their sights on Army instead.
Yeah, and they want to take down XXS as well. Yeah, TB. They're chasing on 2 different sides, but both these heroes are just running back to their safe haven in this triangle. Shopify, I mean, I like getting the kill on the Tiny, but that was a lot of ults used to not actually get any extra tower pressure done.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, it's not like a waste or anything, right? Like, you get XM, but I feel like you could get more, is what you're saying, right? Like,
yeah.
Like, you want to get this tier 2 mid and tier 2 top as soon as possible. And right now, I think you're gonna have a hard time, like, really claiming the enemy Ancients, because you don't have the rock, like I said. And then, so I think this is gonna give XG some time to farm, but it's not like a game changer in the sense of, like, you know, was this the game? You know, the moment where we lost the grasp, right? Because, but I think when we get the BKB up on the Luna, I think that's really when you're gonna see like XG potentially fighting back. Maybe for the next Roshan even at this point.
I mean, I wonder if Shopify are making a read off of the Shadow Shaman. Like, usually you wouldn't see a hero even touch the high ground until you have the second Roshan, but maybe without they want to take a fight. Hellscream already takes so much damage. They didn't even need the ET with this one. The next time says he wants this, he gets it. He gets the Sunder off and up by Lami. Even with the Agnes Scepter, it's already gone. They're trying to turn this one. The Eclipse, could he take it down? They do. They'll trade away Paulison, but hell, you'll take that trade any day. Taking Divine Llama down and the Shaman on another failed attempt from Shopify.
So brave from Llama. His Axe buff is expiring in 1.5 seconds. He's seen it 2 energy and he's Timber Chaining in. What a madman, but I guess that's Llama for you, right? I can appreciate the effort.
Yeah, 1500 HP removal there. XXS pretty much gifted, honestly, that Sunder at very low HP. And another move, Xtreme Gaming, if they keep getting moves like this, it could be nice. You can see how much damage with that Avatos, even though XM is so far down right now in the net worth.
I wasn't able to finish him there. Went for the Remnant onto the Tiny, thinking that Llama would have died to the power shot there, I'm pretty sure, but...
Just a little bit disconnected there, and maybe needed to wait for the Ember to fully come in, and this will be a nice kill in response. Anything to get some gold on Tomato here, he'll pick that one up. And now on the other side, Yopunch still chasing down. Now you know there is no Sunder on this guy, but Yopunch, do you have the damage? I don't think so.
He's gonna have the Sunder ready now if they can land the Shackle, but it's really tough. Oh, they're trying.
Oh, there's the Shackle, but XXS, he already got too much health back from his regen, and also it's spooky down there. If you're not on the high ground, it's still a little bit rough.
For sure. Ame just picked up the BKB, so that could be the difference maker now. XG potentially wanting to fight. Yeah, for sure. There's also an Orchid coming up here for XXS in about 50 gold. So I think once they have that, they got the Yule on the Tiny, Orchid on TB, and BKB Luna. I think this has to be go time, right? I think you want to contest the map so that you can get, you know, contest the next
Wards are about
Roshan.
to be taken out. Looks like it could be a good time for them. Smoked up on 2. Who's the big fish? Who are they really trying to find and pop? Is it actually just one of the supports, or do you need a core kill now on your first jump?
I think at this point you could probably get anybody apart from the TA potentially because he has the BKB, but I think you can definitely get Llama if you get the stun lockdown. Because you got the Orchid, right? He can't get his axe off if he's silenced.
Toss.
Do they see him though? Here. There's a nasty position by Llama.
On the high ground, there it is. He jumps down, but they're just trying to escape to somebody else. They find the TA. She's going to be turning this one around. The Eclipse already used, and the rock dropped on to this Tiny. He's got to yield himself up just for a second, try to buy some time, but the silence now plus the shackle. He'll go out. Ame trying to close the gap, but she doesn't have near enough protection on Luna. Got to back away from this one. There's way too much damage from Shopify now silenced up. Can they kill this TB? They do. Rip him right through with the Chakram, and Divine Llama coming back in full force. They even take down the ET. It's 3 gone. Luna and Win, the only ones to survive.
Actually, so well done by Llama. You know, he kind of looks like a maniac move when he's sitting there on the high ground, you know, just going into them as soon as he sees them. XXS going for a jump on the right side in this fight, and like Llama just completely messes up their position or like their formation on XG, and then they're not able to, you know, combine any spells at all, and then, yeah, we're gonna see it here. You see XXS.
It's so hard.
Yeah, XM goes for the jump on the right, but there's no way for, you know, XXS and Ame to follow up on this. And then after that, like if the initiation fails for XG and then your Tiny dies like this, I think there's not much left in the tank.
Yeah, I mean, both things, like your initiation was rough and Shopify's initiation was great. You know, you have this Timbersaw just like completely skating onto the backline, making your supports just like force backwards, and your Avalanche, I don't think the Avalanche even connected with Tomato, so it's super hard to take this one. They're going to try to follow Roche as he goes up to the other pit. He's doing a good job. He's living these, but I think they should have enough damage. They do. Picking it up in the river here. Aegis for Tomato, and now Ame showing in this mid lane. Got to be careful. Very close to a Blink Hex coming through from the Shaman.
That's your BKB for Llama as well now, so whenever he wants, he's just gonna go into all of them, right? There's no way you're killing him once he has a BKB online. Come on. Oh.
I mean, he's able to BKB Axe as well. This Yule Scepter will be damn near useless. Not able to get rid of his passive, and now there's XM just evaporating. My lord, this TA does so much damage.
This is right outside their base as well. The mid wave is about to enter, so they can go for the high ground if they want to.
It's the perfect pickoff. Get the mid laner right before a wave comes in. They have wards. They have Rock in a few seconds, right? It shouldn't be down for too much longer, so.
So 20 seconds.
Yeah. Should still be able to take this fight for sure.
Yeah, and there's really not much you have to worry about if you're Tomato here on this push, right? There's no tossback potential.
I thought they were going to try to sleep him there, just kind of keep things at bay, but I guess not. Snakes are already down. They have the banner as well. There's just too much protection on this creep wave, and this is a Deso. With 10 stacks, I mean, Tomato, he's going to rip through this Rax if they don't do anything about it now. Looks like they finally cleared. Yeah, it looks like they don't want it.
I mean, as far as they forced everybody back on XG, right? I think that's the... If they're all sitting in base, you can afford to be... Llama.
Divine was in. He was like, I didn't hear no bell. Just jumped right on. I mean, that's kind of what he's been doing, right? Trying to start some disadvantageous fight for Xtreme. Maybe they commit some resources for him. Maybe he gets out. So just trying to tempt the waters before they pull back.
Yeah, for sure. But this could be a cue for XG to fight, right? Because now you have a condition to kill the Timber all of a sudden.
Yeah. Let's show. There it is. Blink out a toss. They should take down this Shaman. There it is, Ame getting the kill. And now they're looking for more. This could be a really disconnected fight from Shopify. No longer having the Shaman, but still having Aegis on Tomato. He'll take out one, using the trap to silence and slow the two cores here from Xtreme. The chase continues. And another trap. He's gonna have to use himself up in the air, keep him at bay. Silence now. A lot of damage from TA coming in on Divide, but he doesn't have the BKB. He just drops. They don't have anything to keep him alive here. Now the ulti from ET. It'll take another support out. They're gonna buy back on XinQ. But TA, can't she get away? Yopaj is also trying to escape. I mean, damn, he wasn't even a part of this fight and he wants to leave. So really nice job again from Xtreme. Feels like they're taking some fight wins where they do not have any business in competition.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I think this fight starts out well for them. They get the jump on Hellscream, right? But then Timado, he makes a stance, of course, with his Aegis and his BKB. Yeah, we see here. They're going to get the kill on Hellscream. And then, you know, as XG walks up the ramp, Timado is going to make his stance over here. You know, which he should with his Aegis and his BKB. But then, like we mentioned, Llama doesn't have a BKB. He's going to come in here in a second. And, you know, XG, they're so ready for it. This is the reason they went for the smoke in the first place. Because Timber has no BKB and no...
And that was without the Ags as well. Oh yeah. No, the barrier had already gone out. Oh, that was about the worst time to go in there, huh?
Yeah, I mean, actually, they have so much damage to deal with the Timber, but the problem for them is not damage, it's more like the control, right? And if you take the BKB out of the equation, then...
Scared the mess out of me, Shopify, I tell you what. These fights from behind, almost died to Tormentors, man, I'm scared.
Yeah, Timado is about to have a Daedalus finished in about 1000, so he's going to be hitting hard. There's no butterfly for Ame coming out this game. He also went with a straight Daedalus, so...
Yeah, he does a lot of damage. I wouldn't even be surprised. Okay, yeah, so he's going for the butterfly now. I couldn't see a world where maybe Hurricane Pike was it as well, but I think the BKB is enough to protect you from Divine Llama that you just want to do damage after that, so I'm pretty happy with the butterfly, especially knowing that this TA kind of needs an answer still. Your team has had a really hard time dealing with Timado.
For sure, and he's... Yeah, they're gonna go for the push. They got another 40 seconds on the Aegis. Just getting the range track, so Llama is up top still, so definitely don't want to commit without him.
A lot of good gold still for Ame here, just getting the snakes, yes.
Yeah. No, he's keeping up with Timado surprisingly well, you know, considering the fact that the early game was so poorly. Had such a poor start for them, and the same for XXS. I mean, obviously they have this, you know, illusion shadow push type of thing going, but still, Shopify has been putting a lot of pressure on this map. So,
yeah, I mean, this is going to be a good scaling lineup for Xtreme. You know, give him another 10 minutes here. You got a Luna and a TV that's coming up. We'll probably have a Tiny that actually has items. That'll be nice. And at the end of this Aegis, it is a 1,000 net worth deficit for Shopify at the end of these engagements. So, Xtreme maybe finding their footing now.
Yeah, I mean, they're getting more ready by the minute, but the problem is still going to come down to, like, how do you nail these initiates, right? Because XM, he doesn't have a BKB. He needs to find the perfect initiation for him not to die, and then also set up a perfect fight. There's a lot of pressure on him in all these fights, so...
A lot of pressure indeed.
Well, he's about to finish the BKB very soon, but even if he gets that, there's still going to be a rock, and there's still going to be, like, so much to deal with, right?
Yeah.
The TA is...
It's got it, like... These BKBs really do a good job of, like, kind of annexing Divine Llama, but still the rest of the team needs some other answers. It feels like it's coming up Luna, right? Like, Luna's the one that has to eventually be the one that's just going toe-to-toe with the TA, and that is such a hard ask.
It is, and it's also like they're so elusive on SR, right? All the cores, the Timber, Ember, TA, all of them have some sort of, you know, mobility. So even if the Luna is technically stronger, you know, once he's outside the BKB, it's not easy for him. And if he can't kill them during the BKB, that's... So it's tough for XG. I mean, it's not impossible, but they need to really execute in this next fight, because Roshan is about to be spawning in another 90 seconds or so.
Yeah, at least that mobility matters a lot less when you take a Roche fight, right? Like, then everybody's kind of clumped around. You're able to fight around your towers, and your Luna basically is your tower in this one. So hopefully it goes a little bit better for Xtreme there, because you give another Aegis over to Shopify, you're losing a lot more than a range Rax.
Yeah, for sure. I mean,
Tiny already in danger here. Got the barrier up. Yeah, BKB, you can see just how good it is against the Timbersaw, but now he's running away, and Divine Llama was his stuff up in, well, 30 seconds. So still very good trade for Shopify there.
Yeah, map is looking really scary for XG. I mean, they're losing the bottom pressure right now based on the fact that there's the range tracks taken, right? When SR is controlling this hill as well, I think the only realistic way to get the map back is to, you know, face them somewhere, but it's not easy, right? Especially with the BKB being down on XM.
So far, they're doing a good job of positioning for this next Roshan. I mean, they're kind of just like taking control of top, making sure these lanes are in, and then yeah, smoke right across the map. You either have to show yourself on this bot tower, or we know somebody's around this bot side that we can drop a ward and jump on them. So really well done from Shopify here to kind of clear the map.
Yeah, let's see if they're gonna find something. Well, they're camping their ward right now for XG, but Alma is not ready.
The XXS, they jumped somebody. It is a Tiny going down. Yo Punch picking up the kill. So much damage out from Shopify here. They'll take XM down again. It's been a hard game for the Tiny.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's no buyback as well for him right now, so SR should know it. He's had a pretty rough game on the Tiny, but I'm not sure if SR is gonna go for the high ground here. Regardless, I feel like they seem happy waiting for the Roshan at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it could spawn bottom. It looks like it might actually spawn bottom if that timer is correct. Not at the bottom. That timer is fake, and I hate it. But the one that was in Roche looked like it was spawning pretty soon, which would still be a bot spawn for a little bit.
True. I mean, in a way, the fact that they got this XM kill down bottom, just even though it doesn't transition into any objectives, let's say, it still gives them time to deward everything, and now there's 0 wards on the map for XG, so anywhere they want to go, it's gonna come down to either illusions or holding hands, really. And I think Shopify, they're not gonna feel so stressed, to keep the pace up. They just want to make sure that they keep control of the map, get to Sages, and then we're talking high ground, I think.
Yeah, this next high ground is going to be fierce, but you're going onto a map where Shopify has the advantage in the net worth. They have traps all around. It is very hard to try to catch them off guard right now.
Yep. This is the butterfly for Ahmed, though, so that could be the difference maker potentially.
That's big, but XM gets jumped on immediately. No BKB out. He just gets ripped apart by Divine Llama, by the Shackles. And that's going to be another fight where if you want to try to contest this Roche, oh my lord, 1,000 pure damage.
Yep. No hesitation from SR, and I mean, there used to be an XM there. I mean, what can he do, really? He's had such a tough game, and it's not getting easier for him. He can't really find any farms.
You damn near need a Lincoln Sphere, but that's just not on the menu right now. Ami's trying to come back and help protect this one. Divine jumps in again, doing so much damage, and then just the leisure to get out. He does not have to stay. They have so little control for him. He keeps doing this where he's able to start a very good initiation for his team, allow them to decide, do we really want to jump, really not, but the whole time, Xtreme, they still lose resources out of it.
Yeah, for sure. And Llama, he can afford to play really cocky without his BKB being, having to use it because XM is dead, right? So really well done from SR, getting that, double pressure mid and bottom at the same time, making sure that they got the melee racks, and now, yeah, Roshan. I don't know if XG can really contest it in time, but I feel like...
I think you have to.
Yeah, but they have smoke and chain Q, but there's no way they're going to be in time.
Yeah, I think if you're not able to take this fight now, boy, them walking up onto your high ground with snakes, that becomes even harder.
Yeah. Refresher as well.
Oh, Refresher.
That's a Refresher Warlock with Agonist.
Both your heroes. Which one do you want? Do you want the BKB piercing lockdown, or you want to take their towers with it? I think in this case, you have so much damage from the rest of your team. All you need is double rock. They're not allowed to move. You'll kill them.
Well, they're giving it to Llama right now, which I can definitely respect. I mean, send this guy in right.
Supports get nothing. All right, and you take away the one Refresher they could have gotten. Despicable.
It's true. I mean, it's too good, right? The double Warlock or the double Rasta. I mean,
yeah.
Come on, guys.
No respect for support.
All right, here we go.
Jump in, Divine, immediately used up, so no more barrier for him. Ame trying to step forward with the BKB. He's got the butterfly, he's got some good damage, but you gotta hold these guys down or else Ame, he's just not able to hit, and you can see here the shackles keep him locked in. He's trying to turn with the lifesteal, getting a good amount, but where team? Somebody needs to help this guy. He might kill Divine Llama. No, he can't even get that. Finally the kill at the end, but he's already gone. The TB, the one sitting here still with the Sunder, I suppose, but I don't know if he's able to defend this one against Shopify's onslaught.
Yeah, I mean, even if he lost Llama here, it's so hard to defend, right? They can even just wait out the meta if they want to, because I think the really only scare factor for Shopify is gonna be Ame on that Luna, and he doesn't have a buyback. He just bought the Satanic.
It worked well. Honestly, he stayed alive for a lot longer, and I think he was allowed to. The rest of the team just wasn't really able to kind of group up behind him and help him out. So they get to Vailama at the end, but I fear it could have been more. They were around him.
Ame is so strong. The problem is, once again, XM, he goes in, he gets like one combo off, right? And then he just dies. And if you don't have any sort of control behind you on this Luna, then he's just not going to be able to deal with anybody on his own, right? I think XXS as well, he's not strong enough. And these supports, I mean, the AT is nice, he offers a lot, but compared to the Rasta Warlock, they offer way more in a team fight setting like this. So you can't ask for much more from Ame, right? And then you need everybody else to show up.
What he could.
Yeah.
That guy was on like 100 HP, turned around with a Satanic, and still almost got to like 3/4 HP. You know? he literally used as much of his resources as he could to try to take that fight. I mean, you have to save some sort of stun for the Shackle, I feel like. That got a lot closer than it really needed to be. You have the Sleep, you have the Shackle, you even have the Avalanche if you really want to. I think something needs saved for when they finally lock down this Luna.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, 2 more minutes on the stages. Shopify, though, I mean, they understand that XG are stuck in base, so they can afford to wait for the rock a little bit if they want to, but I wouldn't want to drag this game too long as well if I'm my star, right? I mean, you're happy right now, but we saw that Ame, he can do a lot in this game.
Yeah, no, things are starting to scale. I still like the hero matchups as we get later and later. BKBs are obviously very important as well, but as you said, Tomato is just so damn strong.
Yeah, he is. It's gonna have a Swift Blink as well in a sec here.
Right now, XXS got to be a little bit careful. He's been playing very careful on the map so far since he has this gem. He's trying to clear away the traps and the wards, but he can't step too far forward because, yeah, giving the gem over after everything you've already lost on this map would be devastating for Xtreme right now.
For sure.
Looks like
Invest bottom.
Pick it up on Devi here, see what he can do with it. He's still playing super aggressive on Devi, not really worrying about his life, just making sure he can enable a fight for his team. And honestly, using the Yules to cancel his barrier, it's fine. Like, that's good, but that's so much less control. It's one of your, like, 4 stuns, at least stops that you have.
Yeah.
Extreme lineup.
But if you do, then that's just... Lama's just going to press BKB, right? And I don't think you're killing him through that, so...
No.
Range tracks
down from Xtreme here. Does get the jump away. Going to be a lot of gold for your team, but still hacking away at this Rax. Xtreme, they're feeling it. Like, they've got to get out on the map. They know that basically continuing to close in on them. They can't just stay here and wait for Shopify to whittle them down to the Megas.
Yeah, I mean, Hellscream, I mean, this time he didn't focus the range tracks, but I feel like next time he could, and then I don't think you're stopping that, right? You're not going to use a glyph just based on the Rasta wards. The cooldown is like 5 times longer on the glyph compared to those, so if you want for us, or you can keep doing this and then control the map, but because like, even if technically XG can scale well, right? You got this TB Luna together, they can scale really, really hard. It's not going to solve their issues in terms of control, right? It's still going to come down to XM and then Shinkyu, but it's really tough to execute these combos. And later in the game, the later in the game we go, it's just going to mean that heroes have more HP. It's like you need more. It's more emphasis on the lockdown hitting, right? And then it's just, I don't see the the silver lining for XG really. I think it's going to come down to like flawless execution once and once again. Or Shopify.
Flawless execution and about 6,000 golds you can get a hex.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, you can get a hex on an XM potentially, right? That would be the only guy.
I don't think you're waiting on him for damage. I think he only has to be controlled. But like, utility Tiny is very popular right now. It's not like this is some sort of like wild build where you don't have Ags in a data or something. Like, a lot of these Tinies have actually been going, for Blink Yules, maybe a Force Staff. So a Hex is not completely out of bounds.
Yeah, the question is just how are we going to get that amount of gold, really?
Yes.
Oh, Llama killed potentially here.
That could be it.
They need a shot.
Avalanche tossed up, got the Scotty for the extra heal as well. Now with the BKB and the Ags, there's no dispelling that barrier. XXS is ripping into him, but you can see here, he's got plenty of protection. Now he'll finally pop, but you're taking this into the high ground of Shopify. Skem's gonna try to get onto the low ground, back high ground to the BKB from XM. Needs to go support here, but Tomato just beating them down from the high ground. Could take XM a few more hits. He got it, and they'll trade away for XM. He's gonna buy back on this one. Devi again coming in with the BKB and his eggs, thanks to that refresher. But Ame, he's standing his ground to get the Sunder as well on the TA. Tomato drops. Devi needing to escape here, but XG, they finally done it. They took a decisive fight, and well in time. Oh, the snipe from downtown. Holy moly.
That is actually really surprising if you consider how the fact or like how the fight started, right? They get Llama, or we're gonna see it here. XM, he's going in completely crazy here on the supports. He gets the jump onto Skem here. He really doesn't golem anything, and then Ame, he just bossing it up. He's going straight in there. Llama, of course, he only has the one BKB remaining with the refresher, considering he had to use it earlier. And then this stomp into Shackle on Tomato is what really gets him in the end there. I mean, we said they need flawless execution, right? And I feel like they delivered.
It was pretty close, yeah. So they had the sleep, and they were able to Sunder out thanks to him not breaking on the refraction just yet. And now they're walking up a high ground. This is a huge high ground hitting lineup. You thought that Shaman was pretty good. Well, let me introduce you to Terrorblade Luna. Watch that face disappear.
I mean, Tomato has no buyback. So, they're going for it. There's no golem for Skem here.
I don't. The team? Somebody's gonna get back to 10 seconds. He's trying. They're going to use up Devi. He doesn't have much else to help out with. Ame's just focusing down this tower again. The base is exposed, but the rest of the team, they're going to try to go in and stomp them out of their base. Ame with the BKB. Turn around with the Eclipse as well. Hellscream trying to jump away. And the damage from XXS. He gets the Sunder on Scam at the very last second. He needs a DPO away, and he can. They just got away with murder in the enemy base, and they lose no one.
Damn, that's so funny. We just keep saying that they have no chance in this game, right? And they suddenly get an amazing fight, double Rex, double tier 4s, and then, I mean, Shopify, they have to be scared now. Like, they don't have a glyph as well, right?
No, they have glyph now, but
yeah. But I mean, we mentioned their push in the start. I mean, maybe this didn't turn out to be the push strat that we wanted from them, but holy hell, they kill towers fast.
That is a crazy swing. All right, we go from 92 to 8 to 76% in favor. My lord. Yo, we are so back. XG is back, baby.
Oh, shit. XM, he's got an A on disc as well now, so he can afford to play like...
It's like to have gold.
Exactly. No, I mean, they're scaling well, right? The A on disc for him, he can afford to play Kamikaze. And you got the BKB on XXS on the TP as well, right? He's going to have a blood form in a moment too, I think. I mean, they're getting strong. We already knew Ame was strong, but I think now he's going to have the backup that he really needs. And at the same time, like, Tomato, he's been fully slaughtered for like a good 10 minutes now, right? So I don't think he's getting much stronger. So really gonna be Jopash and Llama in that sense.
He doesn't have anything else that he can give up, but your team, I think your team is gonna really start needing a nullifier. I don't know who's gonna be up to that. Yo, the blink in, Ame. Buddy, you've had a really great game so far. Let's not do anything rash. Yeah, I feel they need a nullifier. You're looking at an Aeon disc, a Yules from this Tiny. He is slippery. He is survivable. You got to do something for him. And plus, not to mention the Windrunner, who's always getting away from you with this extra evasion versus a TA. So I feel like it needs to be in your inventory, but you said it, you know, TA, what are you getting rid of here?
That's the problem, right? I don't think you can. Oh, we're going to see. Yep.
Hey, Aeon Disc, perfect. That's exactly what it wants to do. All of a sudden, these Shaman wards are away from the base, and on the other side, we have TB illusions encroaching here. Finally, our Rax advantage is available for Xtreme. It's the Shopify base that's going to get pushed more often than not, thanks to the creeps. But Roshan is up. Let's see what they can get here. Devi is trying to make some space. This is for the first Rosh. I think that both teams can fight.
Yeah, for sure. XXX TP is over as well, so XG are definitely going to try to contest this. There's no BKB on NA on disc for XM though, which is the...
that's big. That's really big.
That it is. No, he can't afford to just be crazy here. He needs to nail a really good jump, but
he can't afford to do it, but he might still do it.
Exactly.
There's one thing that I know about the Tiny this game is that he does not value his life. If he blinks in, gets an Abbott toss on a support, he's like, my job is done. I got my man, and he will die afterwards happy.
This is super tense. This is gonna be game-defining Roche for sure. Shopify gonna do the smoke around potentially here.
Buyback available for most on Radiant. Still missing it right now on the Ember. If you pick him off first, really, really rough. But they don't know that, right? Shopify, they know there's no buyback on Tiny. If they get him, that dieback should be their Roach free. Jump forward, finding the Terror Blade, but the Lotus, it helps him out for now. Getting the BKB, turning around a Divine Lava, the Rock hit. Gonna get any Thunder off? No! He dies, needs to get back into this one, but the BKB already used from Tomato. He's trying to escape as well. The Shackle on Luna. Where Team XG Savior? Man, they can't. He goes down as well. Avalanche just a little bit late here, and Tomato, it feels like he could be free to fight this one without the Luna to contest him. Now they're going to buy back on XinQ as well. You know, Xtreme, they feel the pressure. They feel that they need to get this Roche, but there's still no buyback on Tiny.
Yeah, really well done by SR. Super decisive, right? I feel like this is the first fight in the last 15 minutes where they actually have gotten proper initiation, and I think it just goes to show how much changes when that happens. We see here Hellscream and Llama. They just go in and, yeah, really good timing on the Rock here, making sure that they can't get the Sunder, right? Just this Axe on Warlock actually, you know, getting that secondary stun as well.
Yes.
Is what really changes that, like, because if it wasn't for it, he might have been able to get the Sunder off.
Yeah, imagine if there's still a TB, even still a Luna there. All of a sudden that Focus Fire probably works out. They get a kill on Tomato, who's kind of been having a fragile game, but now kind of securing the Aegis, securing where he is in this fight, knowing that he's still one of the strongest heroes on the map right now.
Yeah, they might have a chance to actually force the buyback still here for Ame if they're really quick about it.
They have to go for...
I mean, it's 2 lanes,
I think at this point, Xtreme, they'll give up Megas if it means keeping the Luna buyback.
Right? I mean, we've seen that if XG can win a fight, they can definitely... You know, they have what it takes to throw them back on SR, so... They need to value the buybacks over this. Yeah.
So far with the fortification, still alive for now, but they're trying to split, using the snakes to get 1 Rax here. Yopon's using the BKB. He doesn't really care about the kills. He's just keeping them off his Rapier TA, who is taking the other Rax. So with this one, Shopify, wait, where are the creeps? They're not taking it just yet. Divine Lava forcing himself to run away. The team is coming back up. Are they able to chase this one at all? No, the stomp misses, but they still have Rax. They still don't have Megas just yet on Shopify. You're telling me there's a chance? It does, and they spoke up. They're into the Aegis TA. They gotta feel really confident to try to smoke now. Who's the big fish? Can you afford to just take out a Warlock? With Rock down, I don't think so. I think you need to jump on this Ember. I don't know if you can jump onto Vilo. Oh. There's TA. They will take down just the Aegis here. Do you have anything to put on the ground so he can't blink out? Looks like the Rock is going to drop for now, trying to dissuade them, but the BKB already out. Thankfully, the ET stun keeps everyone in for now, but Ame, he's got to turn around on this one. Already using the Satanic just on the rocks. And he's kind of left in no man's land. Somebody come out and save this guy. Popping the BKB, trying to turn on Yopaj. He doesn't have any mobility. He's gone. And that's going to be still buyback available for the Ember, but he is out for 96 seconds. Yeah. Still hard. Still. No. Now, Shopify are expending exactly as much as they can without losing this triangle control. They won't take a fight when it means that they lose that. Even if you trade, you know, 3 for 4 or something in a way that you can't still just hold on to this triangle by yourself, they'll do anything to keep control there because it's keeping XG from making any map movements. They've got the Rapier still on TA. So plenty of damage, but honestly, because of that, I think it's going to be even harder for them to push high ground. There's nothing that you want to do in order to like risk losing the Rapier. We'll see. We'll see if they're able to keep a hold of it. At this point, it does mean that XG, kind of extended the game. Knowing that with the Rapier on TA, they probably don't want to push, at least nothing that's dangerous. This game should go on for another 4 minutes unless Shopify tries something very spooky. Maybe they want to get a wards play down with BKB. But he's sitting on the wards, yeah. I mean, they want to kill him. They can't kill him. There it is. A little bit more damage. The Yule's up. Can they stop him? They do. There it is. Divine Llama still holding the high ground here. They're starting to at least send illusions, so that's something fun that they're actually able to encroach on. But still 53 minutes in, Rapier on TA, and Shopify, they're going to start now, trying to get on top of this ET, gets the Lotus off, but the jump through from Yopaj, he wants everything he can do to get Paulus, and he will. Hellscream already bought back as well. Ame trying to get himself out of here as well. It was a Metamorphosis that was popped by the TB. So much of their defensive measures already gone thanks to the skating around from Yopaj. They're all smoked up. Still looking for high ground. Now we have the Aeon Disc, the Yules, everything available for the Tiny, but they might not know it's coming. Yeah, jump through, Hellscream, popping the BKB, getting the wards down, and they take down Abe. He dies almost immediately. Has the buyback, gonna get back into this one, but even with the BKB on XM, I don't know how much he's able to contribute to this fight. He's taking so much damage. The physical, it's overwhelming from TA. They get the Megas, but XSS on the other side, Divine Llama, he actually gets cracked a bit. Has to try to get out of this one. He BKB TPs. How does he get away with it?
Oh my god, everybody gets away as well. I mean, that's gotta feel so good, right? To get Ame buyback and XM buyback and everybody gets out. I mean,
and you get Megas.
Yeah.
It's almost as if nothing happened for Shopify. All they're getting is pluses, and it's oh no, it's the amp damage on Tomato as well if he really wants it. Hell, they could probably end the game with
that. They want to save it for a bit, right? Because they want to get their BKBs up once again, and then yeah, he's gonna bottle it.
I tell you what, dude, XM just evaporated again. Shackles, just a little bit of damage. And even like Ame to start that fight also got shackled, also got melted from miles away. I mean, this team has had such a hard time dealing with the TA burst. I don't know if we're going to see it again. Oh, no.
Oh, no.
Oh, no. That could be it. That's a long shackle. You don't live those, and that's going to be DB down 2 minutes. It's up to the rest of your team to try to split push, but you're split pushing against Megas now. This is not the same game it was just 10 minutes ago.
Yeah, and he's not going to have a buyback for this duration, so, I mean, you're going to need a hell of a stand here for XG.
They've had that before. They've had team fights. I don't think they had any business winning, but this is maybe even harder than all of those.
For sure. I mean, Tomato, he actually didn't end up using the DD for the TB kill, so he still has it. Okay,
wait, does Ame have a Rapier on Courier?
It seems like it does, yeah.
He had to get rid of the Manta. That's an important item, but... Okay, yeah, I like that so much more.
Okay.
I mean, the attack speed is nice, but at this point there is an MK... Oh no, he's dropping the MKB on TA.
I was gonna say, Tomato doesn't have his MKB, so... I mean, there's no way for you to know that if you're Ame.
That's true, yeah. The double blind. Still smoked up. XM showing first is a bit dangerous with the jump through from Devi, finding oh no, the Tiny, he gets just linked and destroyed. It's just too easy for Shopify. And with that one with the DD on Tomato, as if it didn't get any worse, now he's gonna try to take down these racks, take down these last towers.
Ame is he's gonna have a... What can he do really? He's gonna go for it here on Tomato. Nice
forward. They do shackle him up here for the rocks. Double rock. Ame trying to turn this one back on Divine. He's doing a lot of damage, but Tomato, he does damage too. And that's going to be the Luna down. Everybody out for XG. And that's going to be GG game 1. Well in control for Shopify. They may have slipped a little bit, but at the end, it is still, like with the AoE that you're hitting, like this Treant doesn't matter as much to you. It's specifically the Natures versus Tide matchup. Even whenever it was small Treants, Natures versus Tide was one of the best matchups you could ever have, because you just have this front liner that kind of keeps the Tide away from you without taking some harass, and then he's forced to only anchor smash those things. You get the full right clicks, and the beautiful build right now on Nature's Prophet, of course, including that Corrosion. Oh, wait. Oh, is he not going Corrosion? I feel like if you're queuing up 2 circlets, it's no longer a Corrosion game for the Natures. You're only going to
side. Yeah, it doesn't seem like it. I haven't seen it too much lately, actually, the Corrosion for him. I know it was super popular for a while there, but people lately, it's pretty much been the same build every game, right? Double null, treads.
Hey, null is great,
there.
man.
Yeah.
All that extra damage, mana regen. Sometimes I don't love the double null. I like one null, but double null is still really good. It's just like you already have that TP, you're already moving back and forth. So
Yeah. I think the double null makes sense if you go for the build Mickey is doing with high level sprouts, but if you don't, then I feel like you don't need it as much.
Yeah, right. Like one is probably fine. I mean, he could also just be finishing one of them and like keeping the circle, which is also great.
Yeah, I mean, just ton of stats, right?
Yeah.
What is
They
this?
are really pushing XM away. They do get the ward kill. That's all they were hoping for. That's about as good as one rune by the end of it. Just a little bit less, but that XP is what really matters.
I mean, 100 gold as well. Not bad.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. How many are there? They got him.
Already pre-skill in the barrage, by the way. That's not every day you see that.
Already worked out here, and you can see, ooh, trying to block with Cog. That's pretty creative. Gyro's not the worst here, especially with Rocket Barrage. Not the worst hero to CS with Under the Tower. Sure, you have some pretty low damage early on, but yeah, the Rocket Barrage can help tailor out some CS that you don't get. Oh, and he beautiful aggro. That's
It's
about
still gonna
perfect.
push though. They got the range creep right away.
Oh, man, yeah, range creep out. He's really trying to pressure this. He should get this last CS as well. Yeah, okay.
You know, Llama loves to do these things. He's kind of the king of this, like, you know, back in the day, it was all about free and Saksa, but I think in some ways, Llama, he's the king of the, you know, the nerdy, really small place, you know, that gets the wave into the tower or whatever. That's why he's so good at Lycan and heroes like that as well in laning stage.
Right. Yeah, I think it's also a symptom of like anytime that you're trying to like you know, solo carry a pub, you know, you got to do that sort of stuff. Ensure that you have a good lane, any chance. Doesn't matter what F1 carry is getting. Yeah, he's getting a lot of hits, and that Ion Shell will not save him. Paulson though, getting the first blood, not going to the gyro, so that's something. But on the other hand, wasn't the Clockwork like pulling waves? Yeah, so
Yeah, he was.
Oh, rough.
That is rough. I mean, definitely a heads up skill build from Ame, you know. I feel like a lot of players would just auto go for the flag there, but
Real ones go for the Rocket Barrage.
yeah.
201 build is insane on the Gyrocopter. I love it.
I love
Just so much damage that comes out with level 2 Rocket.
But also pre-skilled it as well, right? Just
That's true, yeah. He knew. He knew exactly what he wanted.
oh, do you see that? He blocked a small camp with the cogs.
Oh! It's a ward type unit. Yeah.
It is?
No, that's... What a smart guy.
Yeah, dude.
Blocking the way, blocking the camps. This guy's good. Once again, Paulson, one of the only heroes that really can trade comfortably. I'm surprised he's not just bouncing him around in the cogs, though. Didn't want to take some of that mana away.
Yeah.
Oh, the laser. Thank you, Obs. You know, you're a great person.
A lot of smart people in this lobby right now.
A lot of smart people in these calls. I hope to be one of them someday. They are just
not the best
down.
Yeah.
Maybe he actually ends up going 102 just so he can keep on that pressure on the wave. If you're not going to get close to them, just keep shoving it in under tower, then like you don't need the extra points in your Rocket Barrage.
I guess, but it's just one extra hit, right, on the flag.
Yeah, but it's good for your farming whenever you transition out of it, you know? You get that lower cooldown.
It's true. I mean, like we see here, I was kind of debating whether it was the right choice to put the clock up here, and you know, we see how the lane is being played right now. It's there's hardly going to be any opportunities for SR to be aggressive here, which is why I feel that you might as well have had the Rasta here. You know, a better stacker, better rotator in some waves, and also it would make your bottom lane better. So,
right? Yeah, you get some just like boots first and just kind of like run it down, you know, get some stacks.
Yeah. I mean, it's still early to say, but I feel like so far the clock hasn't been, apart from that, you know, blocking the camp with the cogs.
Yeah. Oh, he's doing everything he can, but
yeah,
I think he could have also done everything he could down here, and maybe it was a little bit better. But so far, I mean, at least the CS going really well for the Nature's Prophets. That's something still going well. Yeah, only the one stat item. We'll see. I think he's gonna keep it there, which is nice. I think this is exactly what's needed. Especially since you're playing into a Tide, you're always going to have a ton of stick charges anyway, so I think the extra null doesn't do much.
Yeah, you don't probably need it that much. Just get that faster Milner.
Yep. It's all like the Mjolnir timing on Nature's is always like the one. It enables you to push out with these waves so far. Then you go for the Mjolnir, and then it's like always easy to push waves. Send out that tree and put the Mjolnir on them. Walk away. But Ame still getting some good CS up here. Of course, this game is going to be very, very good given the start that they've already had. 201 build for him is plenty of damage, even if Divide tries to step up. And that'll help him out later on, of course, if he does get walled. That illusion will disappear whenever he gets rocket barrage like that. How about this mid lane? Yeah, I feel like this mid lane was specifically chosen like this so they could get the counter, but XM seems to be doing well with the harass. You're not going to build up a ton of charges on that passive as the Yopaj until the wave is actually pushed into you. Otherwise, that Tidebringer is just going to hurt and hurt and hurt.
Yeah, I feel like in some sense, the Kunkka is going to be completely fine into the Timber, right? So you can put up equal, if not even better harass to him. So, but what I would like to see from SR is that they have potential to like really overrun this Kunkka once they get to 6 on the Timber. You know, especially bringing the supports and the Prophet as well. Like, but we're going to see. Because right now, you know, Llama has resorted to the jungle. Hellscream is doing his best to get XP up top, but I feel like this is not like the happiest game pace for SR, you know?
I mean, on one hand, it's like, yeah, you did first pick the Darkseer, so like whatever you can get is good, but man, Ame is getting a lot. And anytime you give a free lane to the Gyrocopter, he is one of the best heroes when it comes to scaling with levels and gold simultaneously. Because anytime that he gets this, like, oh, there's a quick Falcon Blade or, oh, a quick Hellstring kill in the mid lane, that's good for him.
That's really nice. Getting to use the boat immediately. It's always nice to see.
Anything you can get on Ame, man, his farm is going to ramp up. Already Falcon Blade complete, looking at the treads. So yeah, he's going to start farming like a madman.
Are they going to try for the kill here?
Oh, he won a point.
Surge him in. Oh, the cooldown. That cooldown is so long, man, on Surge. Level 1 Surge.
Really is. Like everything on Darkseer, he's got like 4 ultis on him. Except, I guess 3. We won't include that. Paulson goes down already. Hellscream getting chased. Look at the damage on the level 3 rocket barrage. That is so much. Yopaj coming in to hopefully get some revenge. That is a DD on him. Dropping the rocket here. Yopaj, it looks like he might not actually get close. In fact, Ame, he is testing the waters maybe a bit too much. It looks like the wall on
No man on
XM.
Yopaj, though.
Yeah, he's still alive right now, just trying to create some space. It seems they are going to get the kill. Nice TP in from Yopaj to get something, but on the other side, Skem gets the shackle. Paulson not able to get the wisdom, so they'll get one. Oh, no, okay. He'll get hit by Jin-Q. Well done on the whip. That's still going to be a trade, at least a kill for a rune, or a wisdom. That's going to be...
That's your tower as well.
It is.
Going down minute 7.
That's 2 wisdoms.
2 wisdoms and a tower. Minute 7.
Oh.
Only with the level 1 treant as well.
Oh, so he is going for the build.
Bill, yeah. Oh, Llama. He's gonna have a call down here as well if he needs it.
Oh, there is so much. Yeah. Even tossing it out. He's got the rocket barrage move speed facet as well, so it's just impossible to outpace Ame right now with that rocket barrage.
Yeah. I mean, Ame doing super good once more, but XXS is struggling hard. And
it is. I think Tide is much better at
boat,
being
jump
like
pusher.
A body with level 6, right? Yeah, they're dropping the boat on Yopaj here. Had the raindrops, a lot of damage absorbed already, trying to get out of this one. Looks like he will be fine for now. They've exhausted a lot of resources trying to get that kill. So, pretty good job from Shopify there to get him out.
Yeah, I feel like they could have maybe gotten him if they were just slightly more decisive. Sprout, a little bit. Sprout's gonna have it. Yep.
Oh! Gets the kill. Tomato. Well done from him. Very unfortunate right now for this Tide. Yeah, 330 damage out of that ulti. Well placed from Tomato, but there's no stacks right now, I think is the biggest issue, right? You need something to get this Tide back in. I just don't see the way in without just balling around him to try to get a ton of kills.
Yeah, and I feel like, you know, if there was a time to form the stacks, it would be now, right? Because soon sooner rather than later, this Tide and Dark, Timber and Darkseer is gonna show up and, you know, try to contest you. And yeah, SR showed last game what they can do when they get the ball rolling, and I think it's gonna be no different here. They want to play really fast in this game and really take control over the map.
Yeah, I am astonished. You have a Kunkka and a Tide, and there are just not many stacks in jungle here. And you can see Shopify, I think they may have tried to stack, but look at the warding that they have all over this base. I mean, yeah, blocking the
really
camp.
Bottom focused.
Oh, no. Well, so there is a way that you can drop a sentry there that sees the full camp and that high ground.
Yeah.
I believe it's north side. So that's a little unfortunate that he will not get to stack this one again. And Shopify, I feel like they've either done their research or they have a very good understanding of this NP into Tide matchup, knowing that's the only way back in is stacking.
Well, as soon as he realizes this camp is blocked as well, he's gonna get that obs. So, surely, right?
At least he's gonna get gold. Yeah, Jinkyu, he already got one obs. He'll hopefully get another, so at least he'll get gold out of this triangle.
Doesn't seem like he realized it just yet, though. He's not moving over.
Oh, I mean, yeah, I don't know if they're going to notice, actually. How much longer is left on that obs board? Does it actually expire before? 1 minute 45. Okay, they should get it, but who knows?
Okay, nice scan by XG. And Paulson is already camping on me here, so...
Oh, look at Ame, look at Ame! Look at his build, look at his build! It's so cool. It's Dragonlance.
It's the Math Magician.
That's my build. Ame, please. Yeah.
Okay.
I'm coming.
Now you realize the Ancient is blocked, right? Surely.
Oh no! Oh no! Don't walk away! Oh no! This is the most value sentry I've ever seen. How on earth is this thing allowed to stay alive? It's like 3 different times they've tried to stack it. And each time he just goes back like, yeah, that's rough, man. Must have missed it by just that much.
Oh, they got Hellscream.
They do, but Hellscream way behind enemy lines right now. Does not have a hook. Should be a kill for them. He is damn tanky. No, he doesn't get away. Tell me it's not true.
X in 5 seconds. Oh, nice talk. Okay,
turns around and shoots the cog as well. Okay, there you go. Gets the kill finally for them. So I mean, they needed that, and the whole while, the Oppon's just taking some stacks. They've got the Nature's Prophet farming across the map. Still though, Gyro farming up a storm on his own. It's got to be so many items for him. I mean, I see a BKB in his future since you're playing against the Timber. You got to have the Hurricane Pike. Got to have Ags. And oh please, oh thank God, they did it. But where is this? Did it expire?
Yeah, it expired. The sentry on the camp.
Oh no! And now he doesn't get the obs.
I wonder what the gold would have looked like if they actually had those stacks the whole time, right? It would have
the stacks, have the ward.
At least be dead even, if not favored for them. Like this Kunkka could have had another 1,000 or the Tide.
The Tide desperately needs it, right? I mean, he has a Ravage. Like, he is a hero still that's able to participate in fights, but it would have been so much better for him. Just those extra levels helping him out. And now it looks like they've kind of stopped everything that Xtreme is doing right now, but there it is, a nice hook right on this Shaman. So Skem goes down for 1. The rest of Shopify, they'll just evacuate the premises again. Yeah, man, you're gonna have me asking what up for this whole game because now it's less than 1K net worth lead, and they're pushing this mid tower as if they could stay around.
Yeah, a bit of an interesting scenario there, like Shopify entering the jungle, but as soon as XG shows up, Shopify are like, we don't want to fight this, so...
Yeah.
Kind of interesting what the idea was to begin with, right? I mean, there was no boat for XG, that was probably it, but... Yeah. I mean, because Shopify, they really want to get this mid tower down. If they can do that, then suddenly this raw stack clockwork, they become so much more potent, right? The map is way more open for them to move around and get opportunities.
Right now, they're feeling really strong. Tomato almost to his Mjolnir, very close to it. And Gyro talked you up this whole time. Respect me like this and not disassemble your Dragonlance. Yeah, I hope that they get the kill on him for not disassembling. All right.
Ravage.
The Ravage coming out, though. They could turn this one around. They have a beautiful wheel right into the 2 heroes here on Shopify. Jinkyu with a double kill out of it. What a bait from Ame there. He dies, but his team will certainly prosper from this one. A beautiful triple kill for them, and that is supports doing work thanks off a very low net worth Tide as well getting involved.
Yeah, I mean, that's exactly what you wanted to happen if you're, I mean, not if you're Ame, but if you're XXX, like, you just
For
find a
everybody
way
else,
to be,
it was really great.
Yeah, and I mean, I love this combo, right? The Ravage plus the Wheel of Wonder. So nice.
You just get the perfect setup. It's exactly what you want. And maybe just a little bit quicker on the TP too, and Ame probably lives there. Appears to be at least in one of these kills.
No, I mean, we saw that power after team fight here. It makes you wonder, what is this game gonna look like if, you know, they have a really strong gyro in the front lines as well.
Yeah. And now, I mean, the net worth difference between Devi and Tide are very low. I mean, these guys are essentially on equal footing now. Given what the lane started out as, it's very good for XG. And they're looking to kind of pressure.
I'm in trouble once more.
Yeah, they got the Atos, X as well. So one of the best things you can do versus this Darkseer, just kind of X him, keep him involved. Now the Rocket will chase him down, but way too far away for the rest of XG to keep following. So I think they're just going to look at this tower. Still have the wall available. Do they fight this?
I feel like this is the fight you want, right? If you're SR, there's no Ravage. Both just came online, so that might change things, but no Ravage still.
Here, Ward on the backside. He sees Paulison, but look at the march. You don't want to fight into this at all. The wall down. They're trying to do it here. XXS is just going to leisurely walk away as if nothing happened. And yeah, Shopify, I think this was a failed gambit to try to take this. And now Skem maybe stuck behind enemy lines.
No, you still want to contest the tournament, so... Oh, Xtreme's going.
Oh, they find this gyro, but the box keeps him alive for now. He's able to get out, and the damage overwhelming on Hellscream. Too much to handle. He'll be out of here, and it just keeps on getting better for XG. They get the wards as well away from a tower even, so not even getting any pressure off of this. Taking a ward down too. It's just an influx of gold for them. They're walking up a high ground. Is this too spooky? It should be spooky. Yopaj gets some good amount of damage early. Tomato TPing in, sprouting Ame as well. The damage that jump on the backside, they finally have it. The Ravage, it's just too late again. XXS may die to this one too. He'll finally back out. And I think the rest of the supports just have to fight for their lives on XG because your court, no, XSS, he's coming in for more. Tomato may have stepped too far forward, but it seems that he still feels very strong. A lot of points in the whip. He'll turn back on this Kunkka, get himself a kill. And so far, there's just nothing to pressure him. In fact, he TP's into XXX. Oh. The damage, just barely missed. One more proc of the Mjolnir, and he would have had it, but
holy shit, how did he even
looks even off.
There?
Right?
I mean,
the scan.
Yeah, I mean, this fight turned out way better than expected for Shopify. Like, perfect jump from Hellscream, right? They get the jump on Ame, putting him at half HP already. You know, trading the clockwork for the both. Not the best in theory, but I feel when the fact that Ame is so low, he's scared to commit in this fight, and then, you know, Ame, he just has, or sorry, Tomato has a free fight on his Prophet essentially when he's already has his Mjolnir, you know, minutes 17, so once he's free to fight, then
you don't even have a chance to drop the call down, right?
Yeah. We gotta consider as well the fact that the Ravage was on cooldown for the beginning of that fight, so if they had, if it was up, they would have committed way harder and that would have changed everything, so really heads up from SR.
Hellscream. That's the kill. Oh, gives it to Divine Llama as well. That's a 3-kill spree actually going to the Darkseer. That's a really good influx of gold for him. Going for this Crimson insane value versus the Gyrocopter to just kind of limit all those flat cannon hits, the damage they can do.
For sure. Nullifier not going to be here anytime soon for anybody in XG, so.
No. I don't even know. I mean, it's a good Nullifier game. Like, really good Nullifier game, but I don't know when someone can get it. Looks like they have the shard already from XXS.
Lama is
talk
coming.
about how good that is, but yeah, the wall, it's dropped down. They are fighting into the boat, though. It's a good amount of damage reduction. XXS, he's the one to step forward. Skem, he's taking so much damage to the flak hits, and he does go down. Well done there from Ame to get involved with the DPN from Yopaj now. XM is in sure danger. He'll go to the Timber, and the rest of the team just trying to run away. I don't know if Tomato wants to try to TP in aggressively on this one, but Hellscream, he'll lock in on XXS. The Chakrams take him down as well. Yopaj feeling pretty good right now and what he can set up for his team.
Yeah, I mean, you see the power of the pipe on Llama here, right? Skem gets caught there against the Tide and the Kunkka, and they can't even bring him down, right? Like eventually he ends up dying, but that's to Ame, not to them. And then just they're so tanky on SR right now, just based on the fact that Llama has this pipe, and you know we're gonna see it here.
Yeah, it's just a lot of survivability from everybody, but now you can see him like Scan. Genuinely, I think he lives so much of this. It's when the flat cannon comes in that finally they're able to take him down.
That's and then Joe Pye shows up. There's no cooldowns remaining and just cleans up the house. I mean,
Yopaj has such a good game until BKBs are out. I mean, until then, he's still God.
Yeah, for sure. And we didn't mention, by the way, but if you look at XM's inventory, that's a Rod of Atos Kunkka, which is...
I thought that was on Rainmaster whenever I saw the Atos come out.
Yeah, right?
He is much poorer. He does not have an Atos on Rainmaster. Wow.
So, yeah, I'm not sure what to make of that. I feel like...
It's different. It's really different. I guess that's because there is a Darkseer, so you don't want to go for the Radiance build. It's very surprising because that would have been one of your only ways to get a Nullifier, was to have a Kunkka with Radiance. You just disassembles later on.
Yeah, honestly, I feel like you still go for the Radiance. Like, you want to have this scaling on the Kunkka. You need damage on the hero, or it doesn't... It's like, if he doesn't itemize to scale up his damage, then isn't he just really a support? And then you have like double supports in the Tide and the Kunkka, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you have to be overwhelming control. At that point, I'd want to see like a Bloodthorn, a Hex, something that's still enabling damage, at least for someone at all. But that's.
I mean, I could see this if this was the old Axe Kunkka, like the Torrenstorm, right? Like this would make way more sense, but.
Do you imagine old Axe Torrenstorm with like Gleipnir?
That would be hilarious.
I would cry. I wouldn't play the game anymore. It looks like the Divine might not want to play either. Gets a nice wall, but the rest of the team really has to get in here soon. He takes a bit, gets the wall back in, but Ame, he's still doing too much damage. Now they're locking in on the clockwork here. Hook back on Yopaj. He's trying to close the gap on this gyro, but he's able to run away. He'll have to change targets. Explodes right on top of this XXS Tide. And now with the BKB, doesn't really mind hitting into this blade mail target anymore. And XM jump through the chakram. It misses. XM, oh, they're trying to get away. Yopaj, does he get it? No, misses that one. He could get out of here on XM. Tomato? Sprout. Oh, they're running so far to get this kill. Oh my god!
Second gotcha Sprout. I mean, they see this fight. Llama is so freaking tanky, right? Like, he's tanking everything here. With that
wall
pipe
on
with
the
the
floor to start. Yeah.
It just takes them so long to kill him, and in the meantime, they get the perfect jump onto Pulse on a Tinker, right?
At that point, the fight is almost over once the Tinker goes.
Yeah, and XXX, he still has the Ravage here. He decides not to use it. He gets blown up by the Axe of Jopaj on the Timber. And I think, I mean, regardless, I think there's not much fight left in XG's tank, right? Some nice jukes there by XM, but...
Dude, Xin Q is genuinely, like, paving the way for that fight. Yeah. Like, for XM to almost get out. He gave him the Strongman tonic as well, plus the Yules to stop Tomato. Or to stop Yopaj from getting him.
Tomato here, maybe, but... has a Timber chasing him as well. Not easy.
Oh, yeah. Somebody was killing that Kunkka, just depending on how close to the fountain they were getting. But now Yopaj, we're finding out just why this Nature's Prophet is so good. He's participating in these fights, jumping across the map, continually farming Ancients. I mean, there's just no place that is out of bounds right now for Tomato, especially given how much his team is ahead.
Interesting build. No talents as well. That is pretty cool.
Oh, but yeah. I guess if you're not going for the extra points in Nature's Call, then your 10 talent is quite useless. Your 15 talent is a little less than useless. So I guess that makes sense.
Yeah. I mean, if you're already getting all these tier 1 and tier 2s without it, then sure.
Yeah, I almost wonder if you're doing this, if there's any... I don't think the Wrath of Nature based damage does anything really, since like with the max targets, you're always going to be eclipsing that damage anyways.
Yeah.
Maybe the TP barrier. Maybe. It's not that. But he's got so much tanky heroes. I mean, you just praised how tanky Divine Llama is. I don't know if they need any help tanking damage right now.
Yeah, I feel like regardless of having a barrier or not, you want to have like this, good amount of distance. So yeah, I can appreciate his build in a sense. I mean, if they didn't get these towers, then I would question it. But you know, considering the state of the map of the game, no complaints.
I mean, still a tier 2 left on bottom and top, but we still haven't seen one Roshan get taken, so I'm sure they're just saving those for a rainy day. They would just want to pressure the map right now. Doesn't really matter what objectives you're getting out of it. And right now, anything you can do to try to find this Tinker, that's got to be your first jump if you want to take a fight by a tier 2.
Yeah, for sure. Get the Tinker out, remove all the healing potential, and then you're good shit, I think.
Now they pushed everybody back. Now they're going in for this Roshan. It goes down quite fast. Tomato is just pumping the damage right now on this Nature's Prophet. Already has the crit stick. BKB is really good.
Not that far off a Daedalus as well. So this guy.
He doesn't need this Hurricane Pike, right? Like, he doesn't need to close the gap right now. Just having that extra attack range versus the gyro is enough for him.
Yeah, and I think it also has to do with ages to some extent, right? You feel a bit more confident once you have that, and it's not like the Pike is going to be that late because of it. It's a relatively cheap upgrade.
That's true. Oh, to find him. No. Just TP'd away right there on Paulison. Really well done. XSS is a beefy boy. I don't know if you can kill him even if you jump him right next to the tier 2. Looks like they're trying for something in the mid lane here, but yeah, he's got the Aghanim Scepter too. I don't know if you really have a prayer. And they do have a Yule Scepter on Xingqiu, so like that's something. By that time, you've wasted so much time that this very mobile Shopify lineup could just lock on in.
Yeah. Xtreme actually picking up on Axe right now in the Conquest, so very unorthodox build for him. I mean...
Wow. Yeah. Honestly, at this point, I would have been okay with, like, you know, triple crit. You're not going to go for the Radiance. Try to run it back.
I mean, I guess I can see the wombo combo, right? When they showed it in the top lane earlier with the Willow Wonder and the Ravage. So if you're able to get like a 2-3 man combo or something, then, you know, it's just going to be layer on layer on layer. But I feel like the real issue is not going to be like, can you create this like mass destruction ball in the center? The real issue is going to be like, can we deal with Tomato on the Prophets? I feel like I'm not sure if this helps.
Yeah, it's like one person is only ever showing at a time, right? Like they're not showing the Dark Seer and the Timber and the Nature's like all clumped up together. It's just one hero does the job, and with the Aegis, this is why they're allowed to do it.
I mean, I suppose it adds lockdown, right? If you want to go for the Dark Seer, potentially, like last fight down bottom, he was able to get everything off, even though he was like focused. I guess if you have more stun layering, then potentially you can kill him before he casts, you know, the wall. But
that's kind of why I want the Hex. I think, I don't know.
Yeah.
I also want to go like the Mars thing, like, but even Mars has more inherent damage in his kit whenever he goes for like, you know, Refresher Hex. Looks like they are trying to do a little bit of tower pressure up top here, but thankfully this is going to be XXS just getting some free gold for himself.
Okay, XG wants to fight, even though there's an Aegis on Tomato.
Like they are pushing them back. I mean, this is a shield room, but it's about to wear out.
Bottom, so they're going to try it.
Yeah. Oh, nice shot for Tomato. Does see where everybody is at for now. This Aegis still got plenty of time on it, so if you swing at the king, you best not miss, because he's going to turn this one around. He's got no fear, even walking into all these heal bots on Paulison, but they don't care.
Yeah, it's just so scary to commit, right? Like, you need to kill him in like a non-commitment way, because if you have to use any of the big cooldowns, then Timato's just going to press his BKB on the respawn, and then you're cooked, so...
When you press R, that means you're leaving.
Yeah, exactly.
You get that kill once, you do not stay in for the second kill, but they want both. 1-8-minute rune. Looks like he's going to be an amp damage rune. Going to go over to Ame here. Pretty good timing for him, to be honest. Maybe they're going to kill him. No, the Yule's up. They're going to delay for just a second, but the bow lands. Now with the Ravage as well. They'll finally kill Yopaj. How much more can they get out of this one? Namato stepping forward, using the charge as well. They see Ame, but he has to break himself out of the Sprout using his BKB already. There's still Aegis. I don't know how much more you're able to fight this one. Ame, he may want to back out because XXS is just dropping. And the whip It may bring a little bit of time for him, but still ends up following the blame forward from Scam as well, finding the Rainmaster and a TP in from Tomato. He sees the gyrocopter. He's trying to take down the gyrocopter, and he has so much damage. Tomato hitting from every angle. They'll get a double kill on this Natures as he leaves. That fight could have been better in so many different ways for Xtreme, but Shopify, their execution is impeccable.
Yeah, I mean, they get the Timber kill, like they get Joe Pish down right away, but it costs so much, right? It costs a Ravage and the both from the Kunkka, and then after that, Tomato just has a completely free fight.
Yeah. If you're not able to lock in on Tomato here, you're not able to. I think after this initial burst, when they got the when they got the Timber, I think they even got a support out of it someplace. Like, at this point, once the BKB is gone from Ame, you need to leave.
Yeah, they just don't have like a third layer of initiation, right? Yeah. Like Tomato, he still has his BKB at this point.
Yeah.
If they try an X on him, it's not gonna work. And you see Ame, he's so scared to, you know, even hit anybody here. Like, he's nothing to flack on. Yeah. He wants to play it safe. I think the only time he's ever really gonna commit is it's gonna be under the boat buff, and yeah.
I think at that point you had to leave. As soon as you were on the high ground, no BKB, you gotta get out of there. And
yeah,
Tomato takes complete advantage. TP'd right in a blind spot away from this gyrocopter. So Ame, he didn't really see the Nature's TPing in, so just really well done there from Tomato, knowing his limits.
Yeah, and it's in some sense like in some sense, like you can be happy if the Darkseer gets committed on like this, or the Timber, you know, completely. Like, you lose one guy and then what? So Shopify, they can afford to play this way the whole time. Even though they don't have an Aegis, like, they can afford to lose a hero potentially and still be fine.
Right? Yeah. And when you have this much of a net lead, Nature's Prophet is basically 2 heroes right now. So as long as he's up, Dinkyu getting gone on here, and he just goes right away. Yopaj. That guy does some big damn.
Yep. Once again, map is small for XG, and this time they don't have the luxury of the illusion shadow pushing.
The way it's actually, like, isn't it worse in every way? I feel like Darkseer is just tossing ion shells, running away, right? Timber is so hard to kill. He can stand a lane by himself. Of course, the Nature's Prophet. So, like, how on earth are you ever going to get a map? I feel like you need to farm somewhere else, like get on their side somehow, but there's just no way. In fact, now somebody farming right next to the base. It's still dangerous.
Oh, he wants a Ravage.
Oh, we're pulling. We're pumping the Ravage, but where's the rest of the team? You have the call down all ready to go, but it just gets absorbed by the pipe, jumping forward even more. XXS.
Nice boat.
He will end up falling the boat. Yeah, it does connect, but so far, just not enough damage. Shopify, they're all still alive and very healthy. Paulison trying to get a few more heal bots before he goes. He's actually alive for now. It looks like he'll stay alive for now, but Ame, he's not able to get into the fight still. They've lost too much.
I mean, I get the idea from XXS there. You want to get the Ravage shot, like potentially turn around and save Paulson, but the problem is you need Ame there right away once the Ravage hits. If that's not the case, you're not going to win the fight. And for Ame, it's like he doesn't have this mobility, so I just felt like that was not really going to work in the way it was set up.
Just finished the Hurricane Pike, right? So like now things are a little bit better, but man, you're playing into a Darkseer that has Pipe, that has Crimson. I mean, your magic damage just isn't enough at any point in this game. It's all absorbed by the Pike. You need overwhelming physical damage.
Yeah, and you need super clean execution, right? You need absolute conviction when you go for this, because as we see, Ame, he's not going to be able to sustain these long fights. It's all about the cooldowns for XG once again, and you need Ame like pretty much on top of the target once they hit, and I think it's tricky, but that's what they're gonna need.
You know, the world isn't ready for this build yet, but you know, if I'm Divine Llama, you see a world where only physical damage gets XG back into this one. They do not have a nullifier builder. You gotta rock that double heart Crimson Guard, you know? That damage block is based off of your health, alright? Just pump as much as you can. The way in.
Why don't we see that more, actually?
They're not as good as I am, you know? My builds are just ahead of its time. We'll see it next month whenever people realize just how good I am, but until then, they're gonna be sleeping on it. Ame, he's going for the Satanic now. He's going to try to give himself that extra life. It's a very good Satanic game for him, since I don't believe anybody has a vessel or any way to reduce healing. Yeah, so he's got a good way into this one with his items, but it still takes a lot of time. I think XXS needs the gold to help lock people in so this gyro can hit.
I mean, the Satanic is nice, but it's still going to be similar-ish, right? You need to get on top of Timado, because he has like the Sprout and the Pike. He has so much mobility. He has a lot of people to go in front of him. Pretty much anybody on his team.
He did get rid of boots. That's something. Because you are going to get some move speed already from your Rocket Barrage facet. You still have boots, so the perks of not being 6-slotted. Am I right?
I guess so. He's super jacked though.
He really is, man. You get close to this guy, he's already hitting so hard. He's got his second life in that Satanic, and it's not like you have a way to kind of disrupt that either.
He's gonna go for the Butterfly, actually. That's quite interesting, because right now, once he sees the Reaver on Ame, he's gonna realize there's no way he's gonna have an MKB in his kit. I mean, at least not for a long time, right?
Yeah, right.
That would be still the items, or the boots, or I mean, upgrade Ags.
Yeah, you could upgrade the Axe. It's always a good one for that extra route, especially like versus the super mobile heroes in the Tinker too. Yeah, it's kind of hard. Anytime you're forced to go, like for any evasion or evasion pierce item on Nature's Prophet, it kind of ruins your build. Like you're keeping the Mjolnir, you're keeping the Satanic. You want a crit, so like you see this like 4 slots are already gone. There's no way you get away with without a Hurricane Pike for most of these games. So like you have 1 slot that you get to mess around with. Usually that's Butterfly. A lot of people doing that.
No, it's so good.
That point. Very hard to try mixing other items.
Hellscream as well. Kind of like it. It makes Timado so much stronger. And also the illusions, right? Not the most common clock item, but I'm a fan. I think it makes a ton of sense. He doesn't need to...
Jump through already, man. Shit. He just disappeared on XM, my lord. 21 kills, 21k net. Lining up pretty well for Shopify right now.
Yeah. I mean, Roshan is alive as well, so... He's gonna eat the Moonshard for the Aegis, presumably. And then it's time to...
Honestly, if it gets to that point, I guess he gets rid of his Mjolnir. At this point, like...
I guess so.
You need that evasion pierce, but if we get there, right, he's gonna have Aegis, gonna start walking up this high ground, and Ame.
We haven't really even seen the level 25 Treant coming into play yet, so now it's gonna be a push here with potentially Treant pushing another side lane or something.
And we have we have the home runs queued up for Ame. It's the Satanic and the Rapier. Those are the ways that you can get back into this game. So dash gold 8,000 and we'll be there.
Yep, I mean he's gonna need it, and then he's gonna need to get on top of Timado. If that happens, they have a good chance.
Oh no. Oh no.
This is
I mean, so you can't really complain about like fortunate AD spawns. They literally had a fight in the river where the Lord dropped an AD rune in front of their gyrocopter.
Yeah, it's true.
So like, nobody can really complain about rune spawns this game.
There we go.
Next up, jump forward and Jinkyu, my lord, took so much damage. Barrier already up in the vacuum in. Devi will not let them leave so quickly, but they were able to escape. Just trying to get any poke damage done. Ame is taking a lot, but the barrier really helping him out right now, keeping him up. And so far, this banner, they kind of need to get to it because, yeah, they're just losing their racks anyways. This is only the first racks. They don't have to do too much, but force forward. And then the Hurricane back. So just back and forth and back and forth. But at the end of the day, they still haven't done a ton to the Nature's Prophet. He's low enough. But the jump through from XM. They're keeping Yopaj in for now. He used BKB. They will kill the first life of Tomato. Do I smell a fight brewing for XG? Ravage connects right away, getting the BKB as well. Can they get on top of the Danger Prophet? He's getting the force away from the cogs. They keep Ame away for now. Wanting to TP out. Get him close. Get the kill. No! He just barely TPs away. And Shopify once again narrowly avoiding disaster at the 40-minute mark.
All right, I see what they got going. XG, you used the boat, kill the Prophet once, and then time the Ravage on the respawn every single time.
Yeah. Really well timed. The only thing that they were lacking there was a bit of dam, right? It's all up to Ame right now to do this extra damage since you have a control core and a control core, a healing support, and a control support. There's no other damage.
Let's see. Joe Posh is going to commit here in a second as well. He didn't really get much return on his jump.
That's true, yeah. You can see here, he's just like, Ame's not taking that much damage. In fact, Tomato is taking so much more chip damage compared to Ame.
Yeah, I think just having the sustain brought to you by the Tinker, right, helps so much. And this all started with the 4-staff by success,
that
right?
4-staff was huge. That was really funny, but huge. You know, just to get him displaced somewhat, and that's when Yopaj wanted that jump in.
Yeah. See, Jopash is trying to go for the tide kill, but it's so hard when the Tinker is not addressed here, so...
Yeah.
I think the power of the
Tinker
position.
value.
Yeah, the power of the positioning as well, right? And of course the Ravage. XXX doing a lot in this fight, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like starting the fight with the 4-staff, you know, surviving.
Maybe if he was able to run downhill first instead of going around the Sprout, maybe they get that kill. Yeah. It would have been really close.
There's always a chance you get the X as well, right?
Yeah.
When you have such short BKB durations, but it must have been a cooldown in this instance. But
so now Tomato, he does have that butterfly completed as well, so I think that also helped out. So at this point, yeah, Gyro, he's going for the MKB. He'll replace his boots with those. I think the difference between the Gyrocopter and the Nature as a whole when it comes to their item builds is that Ame with his Ag Sucked, and he already has this AoE presence. Nature's the only AoE presence he has is that Mjolnir, which is making it a little bit weird. If Gyro, right, if he does get this MKB, if he does get a butterfly on top of it, then how does this Nature's respond?
Yeah, I mean, at some point, Ame, I feel like he doesn't really outscale the Furion, right? But it changes the tides completely. And the benefit that Tomato has is obviously always going to be the distance. But if he can break that somehow, you know, getting an angle on XG, that, you know, find a nice angle, get around him somehow, that changes everything, right? And I think if Ame gets to the point in the game where he can, like, where the flak becomes super deadly, like, not just, like, you know, Crimson is going to take care of it, you know, type of story, then, you know, they could be overwhelming on XG, but I'm concerned about his Conka, man. Like, I feel like he's not scaling properly. If he had more items, then I would have been more hopeful, you know?
Straight up, man. I want a Daedalus. He's going for the dig, and now because he said this is essentially a support Conka, he's got to be somebody to deal with this Nature's Prophet Treant, so he's trying to deal with it that way, and somebody's got to get some damage in this lineup.
Yeah, and it's not going to be tied, and it's for sure not going to be the support, so it has to be him, like, really. Yeah. Well, I feel like in some sense they got to read that they don't want to play too greedy with their lineup compared, you know, in game one they played a very slow game, like TB Luna, but this time around it's sort of feel like they went too hard in the other direction, and they balance is there just on the other end.
I mean, Rainmaster's actually about to have a Dagon, but one isn't enough, right? Now that he's wrapped around, he's got these talents, so he's got minus 10 seconds on the Nature's Call, he's got the extra move speed, so these things are just up all the time. One person with a Dagon actually isn't enough.
It's true. I mean, these treants are never gonna stop coming, so.
This is an impressive spot. But Dagon complete on one. See if they can find Skem here. Needs to blink away. Looks like he's out for now. It's a 27,000 net worth lead for Shopify. They're just waiting for Roshan to spawn in Xtreme. They're just trying to get any advantage they can on the map, any amount of farm they can allot to this Gyrocopter, because he's got a lot of items he needs to get on the way. And on the meanwhile, Snakes, oh no, they've dragged you to one side of the map, they push on the other, but in the meanwhile, their BKBs, they're stopped, their TPs, they have to try to turn and fight this one. Tomato fighting with the butterfly. The Satanic is maybe enough for now, but the evasion keeping this Nature's Prophet alive. He needs help, we need friends, but Ame, he doesn't want to jump in, and in fact, he's gonna get Yule's up there, Concave right on top of the Gyrocopter. I don't know if they can save him. They're finally going to get on top of XM at least. Ame's already gone, and Tomato is just one big bad Nature's. He is way too much damage, and there's nothing that XG can do about it right now. Trying to get into the base on XXS, he won't get it. It's 4 heroes gone. Make it 5. Only one buyback available on Tomato. He's not going to wait for Megas. He wants to get the game right here.
Damn, what a way to end it for Tomato, actually. He TP's straight in, so brave. I mean, we were talking about the positioning the whole game, but he's like, screw you guys, I don't care. I'm just gonna go straight in, I'm gonna end this shit. And, it's nice to see. 2-0 for SR. I mean,